6 documents. None of them have ever shown up in your postal box. Each one unlocks funds that federal statute already declares are yours. The Social Security Administration holds your identity. It holds your earnings history. It holds your partner's earnings history. It holds your deceased partner's earnings history. And it retains funds in each of those areas at this moment, this month, simply because nobody has turned in the proper document. The agency will not telephone. It will not issue a notice. It will not mark your file when you collect $800 less each month than the statute grants you. It handles whatever you submit. All the rest remains untouched. Here are the 6 figures I need you to keep in mind right now. 3.1 million Americans obtained an average of $360 extra each month beginning in 2025. Most of them needed to request it. A portion still have not. A widow who collected $1,040 each month. The statute indicated she qualified for $2,610. She collected the incorrect sum for 3 years. $47,000 vanished. Not reclaimable. A senior whose earnings equal $1,400 each month. Her state has been lawfully empowered to cover her $22.90 Medicare premium for her every single month. She has covered it herself for years. 1 document apiece. None delivered, none described, none automatic. Remain with me until the close of this video. The concluding portion holds the briefest time frame and the greatest sum of funds forever at risk. Do not jump ahead to it. The calculations in the center explain why the concluding figure counts. 6 documents. Let us begin with the one that concerns a statute that altered, and that 3 million Americans still have not completely obtained. In January 2025, a statute took effect that immediately raised Social Security payments for more than 3 million Americans. It is known as the Social Security Fairness Act. It received a signature on January 5, 2025, and it performed something that had never occurred before across the program's existence. It canceled 2 rules that had been lowering Social Security payments for public workers since 1977 and 1983. Here is what those rules accomplished. If you held a government position that did not contribute to Social Security as an educator, a firefighter, a law enforcement officer, a federal worker under the Civil Service Retirement System, 2 regulations in federal statute lowered your Social Security payment. In certain instances, they removed it completely. The windfall elimination provision became law in 1983. The government pension offset became law in 1977. Combined, they inform millions of public workers, because you receive a government pension, your Social Security is lowered or eliminated. For many years, retired educators observed their Social Security deposits arrive reduced compared with what the statute would have granted anyone else with matching earnings. Widows of firefighters obtained survivor payments reduced by 2/3 because their husbands held a pension. Federal workers who contributed to Social Security through additional employment saw that payment returned nearly nothing. The Social Security Fairness Act canceled both rules permanently with effect back to January 2024. The Social Security Administration has issued more than 3.1 million back payments amounting to $17 billion. The typical monthly payment rise, $360. Certain recipients obtain more than $1,000 extra each month. Here is where this becomes pressing for you. Most impacted recipients obtain their adjustment, yet not everyone. And there exists a group of individuals this statute impacts who may never have applied for Social Security whatsoever because they believed the former rules would lower their payment nearly to nothing. It seemed pointless to apply. Now it is worthwhile. Perform this at once. Visit SSA.gov My account on your device. Sign in. Under Payments and Benefits, locate your present monthly payment figure. Note it. Next, telephone the Social Security Administration at 1-800-772-1213. State precisely this. I am telephoning to verify whether my payment was recalculated under the Social Security Fairness Act and whether I am due any back payment extending to January 2024. Note the name of the staff member and the day. If you are a surviving partner of a public worker, if your late husband or wife held a government pension, the cancellation of the government pension offset also impacts your survivor payment. I am going to devote substantial attention to survivor payments. Keep that link in mind while I describe what that payment represents and what it costs when the incorrect document is submitted. When a partner passes, Social Security does not transfer you to the greater payment. It does not issue a notice describing that you possess a choice. It does not compute both figures and inquire which you favor. It keeps issuing precisely what you applied for, your personal retirement payment, and retains everything remaining until you turn in a distinct document. The document is SSA 10, Application for Widows or Widowers Insurance Benefits. Under federal statute, a surviving partner qualifies for as much as 100% of the deceased partner's Social Security payment. 100%, not lowered, not divided, the complete sum your late partner would have collected. That qualification demands a distinct written application. Applying for your retirement payment does not activate it. Your partner's passing does not activate it. A telephone report of the passing does not activate it. Solely SSA 10 activates it. I wish to illustrate what this costs when SSA 10 is never submitted. A woman, I shall name her Margaret, she is 69 years of age, a retired school librarian from Knoxville, Tennessee. She applied for her personal Social Security at 64. Her payment $1,040 each month. Her husband died in 2022 after 41 years of marriage. His Social Security payment at the moment of his passing, $2,610 each month. When he died, Margaret telephoned Social Security to report the passing. The conversation lasted roughly 6 minutes. The staff member verified the passing, stopped his payments, and issued a single $255 lump sum death payment. At no stage during that conversation, or any conversation afterward, did the staff member inform Margaret that she could submit SSA 10 and collect her husband's $2,610 payment rather than her personal $1,040. The gap, $1,570 every single month. Margaret kept collecting $1,040 for 2.5 years. By the moment a benefits advisor spotted the difference, $47,100 had forever vanished. Not reclaimable, not contestable, gone. Here is the statute that renders this final. The back payment period for survivor benefits is limited to 6 months. Every month that elapses without an SSA 10 on record is a month of survivor payment that cannot be recovered. No exception. No high-ranking Social Security official can reverse it. No contest process recovers a missed month. 6 months. That constitutes the complete period. Now, I wish you to grasp something regarding that 6-month regulation. This limit has existed in federal statute for many years. It was placed into the program during an era when the ordinary widow remarried within several years of her husband's passing. The limit appeared reasonable in that setting. The survivor payment was designed as temporary bridging funds, not extended support. That premise has not held true for generations. The ordinary American widow today is 59 years of age when her husband passes. She will continue living on average for more than 20 further years. The 6-month back payment period has never been revised to match that fact. Congress has never lengthened it. The Social Security Administration has never been obligated to actively inform widows of SSA 10's presence. The regulation is many years old. The monetary result is being experienced by Margaret at this moment. Allow me to display the calculation completely. Margaret's monthly shortfall, $1,570 across 20 years of retirement, the ordinary for a woman her age. That difference accumulates into $376,800 in lifetime funds. Funds that were already approved. Funds that existed inside the federal payment system under her late husband's Social Security number. Funds that demanded one document and 30 minutes. The document costs nothing. The application requires 30 minutes. The funds are approved by federal statute. The 6-month timer is advancing at this moment. Here is what I wish you to perform without delay. If you are widowed and presently collecting Social Security, retrieve your payment statement or visit SSA. Gov My account and examine your payment category. If it lists retirement insurance benefit, and your late partner held a greater Social Security sum than yours, you may occupy Margaret's precise situation. Telephone 1-800-772-1213. State this: I am widowed, and I desire a written contrast of my present retirement payment and the survivor payment I would qualify for under my late partner's record. I also desire to ask about submitting document SSA 10. Do not pose a broad inquiry. Request the written contrast. Request the staff member to compute both figures while you remain on the line. Note the name and the day. If your late partner held a greater Social Security payment than yours, and for most married pairs where one partner worked longer or at greater wages they did, SSA 10 is the document that secures that difference for the remainder of your life. The survivor payment functions after a partner has passed. The spousal payment functions while both of you remain living. Under federal statute, a partner qualifies for as much as 50% of the higher earning partner's primary insurance amount, the payment they would collect at their full retirement age. This holds regardless of your personal work record, decades as a caregiver, years of part-time employment, a career at lower pay. The spousal payment exists entirely separate from what you yourself earned. The document is SSA-2, Application for Spouse's Insurance Benefits. Here is what I need you to grasp regarding how the Social Security Administration's online platform is structured. When you visit SSA, give and apply for retirement benefits. The platform offers you an application founded on your personal earnings record. It requests your details. It computes your payment. It handles your application. And it does not display SSA-2. It does not inquire whether you are married. It does not compute what 50% of your partner's payment would equal. It handles the retirement application you provided and concludes there. This is not an error. It is the design of the platform. Seniors who have registered online, which the Social Security Administration actively promotes, collect a payment founded solely on their personal record. SSA-2 is a distinct document demanding a distinct submission. If you applied online and collected a retirement payment, there exists a substantial possibility SSA-2 was never submitted and the spousal computation was never performed. Here is the circumstance where this costs the greatest. A woman worked 18 years as a home health aide, then 12 years as a part-time bookkeeper. Her personal Social Security payment at full retirement age, $890 each month. Her husband worked 39 years as a civil engineer. His primary insurance amount, $3,200 each month. 50% of $3,200 equals $1,600. Her spousal payment under SSA-2, $1,600 each month. She has been collecting $890. The gap equals $710 every single month. She submitted the retirement application the Social Security site directed her to finish. SSA-2 was never submitted. Nobody referenced it. The Social Security Administration handled precisely what she provided. Now, here is what most individuals do not realize regarding divorced partners. If you are married for at least 10 years and are presently divorced, you remain qualified for the spousal payment on your former partner's record, provided you are currently unmarried and your former partner is at least 62. You do not require your former partner's assistance. You do not require their approval. The Social Security Administration will not inform them when you submit. If your marriage of 10 or more years concluded years earlier and your former partner held substantially greater lifetime earnings, SSA-2 may qualify you for a payment you have never requested. The earnings history exists in the system. The qualification exists in federal statute. The document has never been sent to you. Telephone 1-800-772-1213. Request the Social Security Administration to compute what you would collect under SSA-2 founded on your current partner's or former partner's record. Supply your partner's Social Security number. If divorced, supply the day and state of your marriage. The computation costs nothing. If the spousal payment surpasses your own, they can describe the change. Every month, Medicare subtracts $22.90 from your Social Security deposit before it arrives in your bank account. Most seniors regard this as the price of Medicare Part B. It appears as a subtraction. It has always appeared as a subtraction. It appears permanent. It is not permanent for every person. If your monthly earnings drop beneath certain levels, your state is lawfully obligated to cover that premium for you, not lower it. Cover it completely. The programs that accomplish this are known as Medicare Savings Programs. They exist in every state. The majority of seniors who qualify have never requested them. Before I supply the income thresholds, I wish to illustrate the true worth of these programs because the premium forms only a portion of it. The Medicare Savings Programs contain 3 levels. The initial level QMB qualified Medicare beneficiary does not merely cover your premium. It removes every cost-sharing charge Medicare applies, every copayment, every deductible, every coinsurance sum. Under QMB, providers are lawfully forbidden from charging you any cost-sharing. Not lowered, not reduced, forbidden by federal statute. Here is what that totals. Your Part B premium alone, $22.90 each month. 12 months, $2,434.80 each year. That is the figure most individuals concentrate on. Yet, an ordinary Medicare recipient also pays roughly $800 to $1,500 each year in co-payments, deductibles, and coinsurance across physician visits, laboratory tests, and specialist appointments. If you enter the hospital even once, the Part A deductible equals $1,736 per benefit period. QMB removes all of it. The true yearly worth of QMB for a senior with ordinary healthcare use $3,500 to $5,000 each year, not $2,400. The surface worth of the premium is the base, not the maximum. Now, here are the 2026 income thresholds. Qualified Medicare beneficiary, monthly income threshold, $1,350 if you are single, $1,824 if you are married. What it includes: Part A premium, Part B premium, and every co-payment, deductible, and co-insurance charge. Providers cannot charge you anything. Specified low-income Medicare beneficiary. Monthly income threshold: $1,616 if you are single, $2,184 if you are married. What it includes: your $22.90 Part B premium every month. Qualifying individual monthly income threshold: $1,816 if you are single, $2,455 if you are married. What it includes: your Part B premium asset thresholds for all three: $9,950 if you are single, $14,910 if you are married. Your residence does not count. Your automobile does not count. Certain burial funds do not count. Examine those income figures carefully. A Social Security deposit of $1,100 each month, plus a modest pension of $400 equals $1,500 total. That constitutes SLMB eligibility. Your state can cover your Medicare premium, and you are covering it yourself every single month. Here is the disconnect built into this arrangement. When you registered for Medicare, the Social Security Administration did not evaluate you for Medicare Savings Programs. It was not obligated to. Medicare Savings Programs are managed by your state Medicaid office, a completely distinct agency with a distinct application operating a distinct system. The federal registration process and the state payment process do not link automatically in a manner that benefits you. You must start both separately. Millions of seniors are registered in Medicare and covering $22.90 each month when their state Medicaid office holds a ready authorization to cover that sum for them. The authorization cannot be applied until the application is submitted. The application has never been sought. There is one further detail about QMB that nearly nobody realizes, including many physicians and pharmacies. If you are registered in QMB, Medicare providers cannot lawfully charge you co-payments. If your physician has been mailing you invoices, those invoices are not lawful. If you have settled them, you are entitled to a repayment. If you are charged a co-payment at any medical visit and you are QMB registered, state this before you settle. I am registered in the Qualified Medicare Beneficiary Program. Federal statute forbids cost-sharing charges for QMB participants. Please confirm my status before charging me. To request, telephone 1-800-633-4227 and request to be linked to your state's Medicare Savings Program. Inform them you desire to be evaluated for QMB, SLMB, and QI. The application requires roughly 20 minutes. There exists a federal program known as Supplemental Security Income. It is entirely distinct from Social Security retirement benefits. It possesses its own application, its own income regulations, and its own asset thresholds. A senior can collect both Social Security retirement and Supplemental Security Income at the same time. The document is SSA 8000. In 2026, the highest federal payment equals $994 each month for an individual and $1,491 for a couple. Income threshold roughly $2,073 each month for an individual. Asset threshold $2,000 for an individual, $3,000 for a couple. Your residence does not count. One automobile does not count. When a senior requests Social Security retirement benefits, the intake procedure does not contain an automatic Supplemental Security Income eligibility evaluation. The staff member handles the retirement application. Supplemental Security Income is a distinct program. The inquiry is not posed unless you pose it. If your Social Security retirement payment is low, beneath $900 to $1,000 each month, and your savings are restricted, Supplemental Security Income may represent a second monthly payment you have been qualified for since the day you registered for retirement benefits, a payment that was never referenced, a document that was never offered. Telephone 1-800-772-1213. State this precisely. I would like to learn if I qualify for Supplemental Security Income, and I desire to submit document SSA 8000. Supplemental Security Income issues from the month of application. There exists no back payment element whatsoever. Every month you delay is a month of payment that cannot be recovered. The gap between submitting this week and submitting next month equals $994. Not reclaimable, not contestable. This portion concerns solely seniors who applied for Social Security within the past 12 months. If that matches you, this may represent the most urgent portion in this video. Under federal rules, you possess the lawful ability to cancel your Social Security application and reapply at a later time, yet solely within 12 months of your original application day. After that period ends, the choice is forever removed. No exception, no prolongation. The document is SSA 521, Request for Withdrawal of Application. For every month beyond your full retirement age that you postpone claiming Social Security up to age 70, your payment rises by 8% each year. The gap between a payment claimed at 62 versus a payment claimed at 70 can surpass 75% of your monthly sum. If you claimed at 62, you accepted a permanent 25 to 30% reduction for life. If your original application day falls within the past 12 months, and if you are now reconsidering that timing, the SSA 521 period may remain open. You return what you have collected. Your payment resumes at the greater rate. Every day you delay is a day the period shrinks. Telephone 1-800-772-1213 this week and inquire specifically, is document SSA 521 still open for my file and what is my cutoff? If the period remains open, proceed before it ends. This is a single opportunity, right? Once it ends, it does not reappear. The Social Security Administration operates silently. It handles whatever you submit. It retains whatever you do not request. It does not notify you when you collect $1,570 less each month than federal statute grants you. It does not issue a document when your state is empowered to cover your Medicare premium. It does not mark your file when the 12-month withdrawal period is 3 weeks from ending. It operates and it remains ready. Here are the 6 steps. Perform them sequentially. 1. If you hold a government pension, educator, firefighter, law enforcement, federal worker, sign into SSA. Gov and confirm your payment was recalculated under the Social Security Fairness Act, with effect back to January 2024. If it was not, telephone 1-800-772-1213 this week. 2. If you are widowed, examine your payment category. If it lists retirement insurance benefits solely and your late partner held a greater Social Security sum, telephone the Social Security Administration today. Request a written contrast of your present payment and the survivor payment under SSA 10. The 6-month back payment timer is advancing at this moment. 3. If you are married or were married for 10 or more years, telephone and request them to compute the spousal payment you would collect under SSA 2. If you registered online and collected solely a retirement payment, SSA 2 was never submitted. The contrast requires 15 minutes. The document costs nothing. 4. Examine your monthly Social Security deposit. Locate the Medicare Part B subtraction. If your monthly earnings fall beneath $1,816 as a single individual, telephone your state Medicaid office this week and request a Medicare Savings Program. If you qualify for QMB, every copayment you have been covering is forbidden by statute. 5. If your Social Security retirement payment falls beneath $1,000 each month and your savings are restricted, telephone 1-800-772-1213 and inquire specifically about Supplemental Security Income and document SSA 8000. There exists no back payment period. Request today. 6. If you applied for Social Security within the past 12 months, telephone the Social Security Administration this week and inquire whether document SSA 521 remains open for your file. The 12-month withdrawal period is a single opportunity right. Once it ends, it is removed forever. 6 documents: SSA 10, SSA 2, SSA 521, SSA 8000. your state Medicare Savings Program application, and a telephone call to confirm your Fairness Act recalculation, 45 minutes of telephone calls and account reviews. That constitutes the gap between what you are collecting and what the statute already declares you are due. If this video assisted you, pass it to one particular individual, not a broad share. One widow you know, one retired educator, one individual whose name does not appear on the greater Social Security record. That one discussion could alter their retirement funds forever. Subscribe and activate notifications. Federal payment regulations, Social Security statute, and Medicare program revisions change every year. Every video on this channel covers the kind of revision that advances through the system without ever informing the individuals it was designed to safeguard. Subscribe this channel for newest useful material.